Hey guys, it's Brian. Welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. And today I'm going to be piloting my Dangerous Shaddolls. It's a dedicated going second deck versus my friend Onin, who actually topped with this deck before. And if you haven't seen the video is on the channel. And he's piloting Traptrix. So, if you haven't already, leave a like and subscribe. And if you happen to have any comments about how we played, you can go ahead and leave it down in the comment section below. And if you're wondering as far as why I haven't been uploading recently, I've just been waiting on some time working on this deck, and not only working in the deck, since the ban list drop, I had to go ahead and figure out how certain interactions would be with certain decks just to make sure I have an understanding of them. So, heading right into the game, I'm going to be going second. He did win the RPS, but I really just want to go ahead and go second anyway, so it really wasn't going to matter. So he goes into his Myrmilio. He's going to go ahead and search out his trap card. So if you go ahead and see, he's going to go ahead and add a Floodgate Trap Hole. Not something that's really going to be very impactful towards Shaddolls, mostly since we actually like our monsters face down. So he goes ahead and links off into Sarah. If you're unfamiliar with Sarah, if he activates a normal trap card, he can activate Sarah's effect and special summon a Traptrix from the deck. And if one of your other Traptrix monsters happens to activate their effect, you can just set a whole trap card directly from their deck to the field. So here he goes setting and then activating the Fan Nice Shade of Burgundy. That way he goes ahead and gets a body on board and activates Sarah's effect. And he's going to go ahead and summon out Mantis. So he's going to go ahead and use Mantis' effect and Sarah's effect. So he's going to go ahead and with Sarah add the Nightmare. And activate Time Thief Redoer. So in the moment we probably forgot about the Mantis add. It's been a while since we both played since the list. I didn't see what he added. But either way, he has 5 back row. And all I have are 5 monsters, but we'll fix that in a moment. So he goes ahead and takes with Time Thief Redoer a Shaddoll fusion from my deck, which really hurts me in this case because I really need a fusion right now. Goes ahead and go ahead and summon Math. Go ahead and get Wendy out. Wendy is going to go ahead and get me Falco because I just want to go ahead and grind stuff out just in case I can't get to my fusions. So go ahead and use Mothman. And he's going to go ahead and roll a dice. And he hits the Mothman. With the Mothman, he goes ahead and just sends the card he draws to the graveyard. But I draw Super Poly, which is actually very useful in this situation. And I go ahead and pitch my dragon. So the dragon, I'm going to eliminate one of his back row. See if I can go ahead and get anything out of the way. Fortunately, I hit Break Off Trap Hole, so it wasn't really going to be useful at the moment, but it does help me go into link plays. So I go for Super Poly, discard the Nessie, take care of Redoer, and I'll go ahead and take Falco to the graveyard. And so I get out Winda. He goes ahead and uses the Floodgate. I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm just going to go ahead and get the Falco back on board, and I can still special summon. So I go ahead and add Bigfoot. So he goes ahead and uses Sarah's effect to go ahead and summon Dianea. Gets back to Break Off Trap Hole. Not really going to be useful, especially since he just said it. And because he goes ahead and sets another trap because of the Sarah, he's going to go ahead and get another Floodgate. Again, not really useful at the moment, especially with Shaddolls. Really would rather have our cards face down and we would rather have you crash into them since we get our effects. So go ahead and activate Bigfoot, and he hits the Skomana, which is actually really good in this case. So I go ahead and draw another Skomana, unfortunately, but it really doesn't matter. So I go ahead and after his summon, he goes ahead and uses Bottomless, and I'm going to go ahead and trigger Skomana's effect. So with Skomana's effect, I'm actually going to go ahead and take Shaddoll Incarnation, because I'm going to actually flip up my window. And then I'm going to go ahead and link off Window and Math to go ahead and get Cross Sheet. And with Window's effect, I'm going to go ahead and get back to Shaddoll Fusion. Go ahead and activate that. Doesn't have a response, so I go ahead and just fuse from my deck. Get a construct. So I go ahead and stack it so where Clown is the last in the chain stack. That way, if you ever have an opponent that has something in hand, they have to go ahead and ask you there or react to you there. And that's the card that you at least are worried about. So he goes ahead and negates the Trick Clown. And here I had a little misunderstanding with this effect, but he's going to go ahead and banish one card from my hand because I don't have a way of stopping it, or banishing a card with the same original name as that card. So I'll go ahead and banish a card randomly, and he's going to get rid of my Damage Juggler. Unfortunately, he does get rid of my Damage Juggler, which means if he by any chance has a crackback, I don't have a response, but I'm not really worried at the moment. And I go ahead and with the construct send Aerial, and with the Beast I get the Mind Control. So with Aerial, I go ahead and remove both of his monsters and Bottomless, so that way he doesn't recover them. And since I did draw Mind Control, I'm just going to go ahead and take his Sarah. And I'm going to go ahead and link them all off into the Boros Sword, trying to go for the OTK since he only has one back row. So I force out the Traptrix Nightmare, and he goes ahead and kills off the Boros Sword. But I really don't care because I literally just went ahead and cleared off all of his disruptions, and I know what he has. So all he has face down is a Floodgate Trap Hole and the Breakoff Trap Hole. So since I know he goes ahead and reset those two, because those are the first two cards he did activate, I know I have nothing to worry about. So I literally have just a construct, and he's literally going to go ahead and just set a card pass, and the Floodgate Trap Hole bashes because of the Dianase effect. So I draw into Shaddoll Fusion. So I go ahead and normal summon my Skomana, flip some of my Falco, go ahead and set back the dragon, and I go ahead and try to attack with all three monsters. He does have a Floodgate Trap Hole, and in this case I was debating on either going for another construct or going for a window, and I decided to go ahead and chain my Shaddoll Fusion to go ahead and make a window. I could have gone ahead and just left everything get back to my hand, but I really want to go ahead and get the fusion back to my hand, because that way if he tries to link off, I have more access to my deck, and I just go ahead and pop off the Breakoff Trap Hole. So I go ahead and just stay with Window on my field, not really worrying about what he has, because even if he has a monster, I'm just gonna go ahead and just run over it. So he goes ahead to Time Thief Regulator, which unfortunately for him is not strong enough to run over the window, and if he uses the effect, which he does, it's only going to get him 2 monsters on board that can't really attack since they're in defense mode. So he goes ahead and searches for the Chronocoder and the Winder, and so he just goes ahead and searches cards to the hand, which is another one of the Regulator. That way he has a backup play for the next turn, trying to thin out his deck. And so I go ahead and top deck into Wendy. Right now I just go ahead and normal summons come out again. Change window to attack and just go ahead and try and beat down over both of his monsters. So I still am trying to force him to go ahead and continue to top deck. But at this point the game is in my pace and I can control how I want to. And I really don't need to go ahead and try to extend any further. So here he tries to go for Regulator again. Perfectly fine. He's going to go ahead and brings out another 2 monsters to the Bezel Ship and a Winder. Goes ahead and search out the Retrograde. Sets 2 and pass. Not really worried about because I'm not activating effects and the Retrograde has to be with XC monster face up. So I go ahead and draw into Shaddoll Incarnation. And I just go ahead and go straight into the battle phase and beat over both monsters. After that, go ahead and set the Falco and the Shaddoll Incarnation. Since if I go into Falco, I'm just going to bring something back. If I go into Reincarnation, I'm bringing something back anyway. So that way I still have a grind game here. So he goes ahead and goes into Dionea. So he gets back another Dionea. And from here, he tries to go ahead and search out a break off trap hole because the fact is he can only recover whole cards and I banished the other ones. So he's only stuck with Traptrix Time Theif, which doesn't really do much, and Floodgate Trap Hole, but I really have nothing else, and at least this one he has a chance of using it if I go ahead and not destroy both of his monsters, or he has some way of recovering at the end. So if he survived to the next turn, he would have been able to go ahead and normal summon another Traptrix monster if he drew it, link off into Sarah, and then would have been able to use the break off trap hole. So here he goes, he attacks Falco. I'll go ahead and just recover the Construct, and with Construct on the field, I'm pretty much having my 3 guaranteed monsters to go ahead and just beat over him. So we head into game 2. Game 2, he goes first again. Not really changing what my deck is trying to do. And I draw pretty good. So here he goes ahead and just goes normally into Sarah. And sets 3 pass. Top deck for my turn, a Twin Twister, which is pretty good at this moment. So he goes in standby phase. Tries to go ahead and go into Anti-Spell. I chain Twin Twister, discarding my Chupacabra because it's the least valuable card in my hand at the moment. Goes ahead and gets rid of the Judgment. Perfectly fine with that. And because after he activates it, that's 4,000 points right there. And I still have a way of going ahead and getting the Anti-Spell Fragrance off the field. So just go ahead and summon Mathematician. Get Dragunov. If that's not another anti-spell or something that's going to really be able to affect me, I doubt he was going to win at that point. So I go ahead and just activate Shaddoll Fusion. It doesn't have a play after that, so I'm just going to go ahead and make Construct. And so pretty much I pretty much seal the game from here. I just go ahead and, just as a backup plan, leave a Falco and a Trick Clown on the field. So I go to attack. Since he attacked me, I just went ahead and decided I wanted to take away his monsters. That way he doesn't get the effect. And I get the mathematician in my hand. So go ahead and summon Shaddoll in defense. And with Construct, I get back the Reading Shaddoll Incarnation and decided to set it instead of leaving my hand. So from here on out, it's pretty much I'm going to go ahead and just get 1,000 points of damage in because he attacked my Trick Clown and set a card pass. On end phase, I'm just going to go ahead and get back the Construct, use his effect, send a Beast, and with the Beast, I draw my control. Tap deck a Shaddoll Fusion as well. So from here, I just need to go ahead and take my control and go to battle phase. Anyways, that's the match. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below. And I hope to see you guys again next time. Peace.